We're gonna do a song that you never heard before.
Hear the drummer get wicked. Here we go again.
What's good?
Hey, it's Kennedy, my brother from another mother. What's happening?
Not much, man. Sitting up here trying to get this thing sent on out. It always takes a minute for it to really kick live on Facebook. So yeah, I'm sitting up here trying to get it shared on out.
Okay. Yeah, man. I got a chance to. This was crazy. I felt like I was having one of those getting old moments, man, because I've been sitting here, man, with my knee. But a little sore than usual, probably over the last like couple of days. I think it's because I think I'm finally at a max, man, where I know I need to only be playing 3 days a week. I pushed it about 4 days out of the week, though, man, and my leg was a little sore. One thing that was real dope about it, though, man, is that I got out and played today, and it feels like all of my soreness just kind of go away. Now, maybe I might pay for it later, but
ain't no maybe you're gonna pay for it. You're gonna pay for it.
I got my ice pack and a leave ready, though, man, and so I feel good, though, man.
That's what's up, man. It's been a busy couple of days for me, and it ain't getting no easier because obviously these kids getting ready to graduate. It's just so much going on, so it feels good to just sit down for about an hour and vent.
Hey, man. Well, while your dog is all up in the dropping these ad libs on here, let's get that music going one time.
All right.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Yep.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Yep.
Hey, man, let me ask you, have you been seeing anything about in the news talking about potential gas shortage? There's been something about some pipeline, gas line, somebody getting hacked. So there was this threat of a gas shortage. You heard anything about that?
I ain't heard about it at all. I just seen a couple people posting online about gas cards, but that's about it.
Yeah, man. So what's crazy about it, bro, is that I wound up on my way from the basketball court, man. I saw some long lines out, the people trying to get gas and everything like that. Though, man, I thought it was crazy, though, bro. And the bad part about it here is that usually gas is never an issue for me since I'm typically, at home and everything like that, though, man. But I just realized that I was only on like a quarter of a tank. So I was like, I might have to slide on out. I think I'm going to wait to the bar and see what is info just to make sure I get mine safe and tucked in there, though, man.
Yeah, you need to get that early morning gas or something.
Yeah, that's what I need to do. I think I'm going to wait until, I think I'm going to try to go about 10-ish. By lunchtime, maybe when everybody gone and the frenzy is over with, man, that I can go ahead and see what's popping though.
Yeah. So what's popping today, man?
Hey, man, real quick, did you see I saw that what's my dude on the tip of my tongue? Tom Cruise gave back his Golden Globe awards in kind of protest or to go against boycotting or whatever you want to call it against the Golden Globes because he felt like the organization that's behind the Golden Globe doesn't have any diversity on their board. Basically, it's specifically no black people, right? And of course, when I think back at I think of Tom Cruise, I think specifically about his Mission Impossible series, and he's had a melting pot of everybody. Ving Rhames is typically in it. He had my girl Tawny Newton in it as the main girl in, like, I think Mission Impossible 2 or whatever. He's always had a pretty diverse cast in it. He's had what's Robin Thicke's old wife?
Paula Patton.
Paula Patton was in there as well. So I have to say, man, I was pleasantly surprised, because I think that it's very consistent with what I think that if I think back on it, I can associate diversity with the Tom Cruise brand, though, bro.
Well, I mean, even if you like looking at his movies, because he had Collateral with Jamie Foxx, like Jamie Foxx's big role. So no, he definitely does his thing, but no, I didn't see that story. I've been hearing a bunch of stuff about Mission Impossible, so I hadn't seen that.
And that's where I think that it came about, because I believe he was promoting Mission Impossible, right? And it brought to light that there's been a couple of other times where Scarlett Johansson was one of the people they pretty much printed about her previous, boycott of Golden Globes for pretty much the same thing, though, man. So what I'm kind of curious about, in this particular day and age, we talk about the climate of cancel culture or inclusiveness, basically, though, man. Tom Cruise boycotting the Golden Globes, and I think that they responded and said that the organization will do better, wants to address it. But could it be something new? Like, do we hold everybody, all of, the Oscars? I remember at one time there was a hashtag whiteout on the Oscars, because everybody everybody was nominated was white, all the hosts was white, all of no black people whatsoever, no minorities for that reason, for that matter. And then I think that even here lately, I think that one of the best films directors was, I believe she was Korean American girl. My boy Glenn from Walking Dead was in that movie. So listen, I hope that with this being said, and as you start to see more and more of these first time, nominations and everything like that, I'm hoping that they're doing it because the people are deserving, not just because it's the end thing to do.
Yeah, but you're gonna see that though. Like there is going to be some people that are just kind of, let in because of, okay, we got to have some diversity, but there are going to be some people that earn it. And so it just has to be intentional, and there has to be awareness, and it also has to be people who actually have clout, like Tom Cruise, to be able to get certain things done. So the fact that he produces a lot of the movies that he stars in, that's what it is.
Yeah, I think that what I love about it, though, right, is the fact that, you think about it movie-wise, it doesn't get very much bigger than Tom Cruise, right? Tom Cruise is a brand by himself. And so I think that while it's cool that people like Will Smith and everything like that, how they go on to produce movies, I think that, when it comes to, other, non-minorities, though, man, you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who has a brand bigger than Tom Cruise's. And so the fact that he's willing to, sacrifice his brand or feel like his brand is established enough to where he would be good with that, I think that that's solid, though, bro. I think that's real dope.
Well, that's because he's one of the few actors still left that actually brings people to see the movie. So him and The Rock are close. And if you see their name on the bill, you at least want to see what's going on.
I think I've seen like every single Mission Impossible movie, though. I'm a fan of the franchise. So for me, I was good with that. So speaking of
that was my question of the day today.
What was that?
If what people, the Fast and the Furious franchise or Mission Impossible?
Oh, if I had to pick out of those, I would pick Fast and Furious very easily, though.
Yeah, most people.
Yeah. But I'm a big Mission Impossible fan, man. But thinking about this time, the Tom Cruise, though, right on the same cuffs of this, I also saw today that on yesterday, as a matter of fact, that the Tampa Bay Lightning had lined up 3 black players. That's the first time it had ever happened in NHL history. Now, mind you, I don't know much about hockey. I just know that it isn't traditionally a sport where you see very many black people in. So the fact that they had 3 guys suit up that started for them, and it being a first, I think that they also said that in some of the like the minor leagues for NHL, they've had upwards to as many 5 people suit up for them. They've had like the number 2 draft pick from like a couple of years ago was a black dude. Didn't know that. But on that same team, though, they had a couple of guys who suited up that were contributors to previous, like when the Washington Capitals won. They had a brother from that team that was out there. But the only black dude who I would associate with hockey has been what's my dude? PK Subban. I think I think that's who it is, though.
Bro, you asking the wrong person because I watch hockey even less than you do.
Oh yeah, there's a black dude. I think his name is PK Subban or something like that. But I think he dated Lindsey Vaughn or something like that, though. It's weird though, man. But he's the only one that I can think of. But yeah, so it does look like, I'm not saying that there's things are changing, but I think that the fact that when you can start to get the first out of the way, you know what I'm saying, then you can really be on to something, because when we still have to say, oh, this was the first black person to ever do this, the first Asian person to ever do this, the first Mexican American person to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's get the first one out of the way then, man. Then we can really be talking about normalizing those kind of things, though.
Yeah, I get that, but it's also cool to be a part of history, to be around for those first. So I still think it's cool.
No, I agree.
Now, did you see Metcalf out there running for track, bro?
I thought that was fire, dude. Listen, overall, he finished like in last place, but in that particular sprint, I think he didn't finish last in that particular sprint. I thought that he looked so much bigger than everybody else out there.
He did look big, but I mean, I respected him for doing it, and then for him to, like, look, listen, I knew who I was coming to race against. Like, I'm not fixing to pretend like I didn't know what I was going up against, and I appreciate the opportunity. But hey, I'm headed back to training camp. Like, it is what it is. And the thing was that not only him doing it, but it's bringing attention to those people who do that on a regular basis. Because let's be honest, I don't keep up with track and field like that, but I was interested in seeing how he did in the race.
So this is going to sound crazy. PK Subban. Okay, I was right. Okay, there we go. PK Subban. All right, I'm little something, bro. The boy got a broad horizon when it comes to these sports, though, man. But I'm not gonna lie. I typically watch track and field when it's the Olympics for one. I can't lie. I watch it less now that Usain Bolt doesn't run anymore. But I typically watch the Olympic qualifying as well, because I want to see who's going to run for the Olympics. But then I try to at least keep up with like the nationals, the big national ones, though, man. So those are there. So like I'm interested in seeing, like, there was a girl from LSU who smoked everybody, and then she went pro. She was a freshman. I think she was from Dallas, bro. Got out there and was getting busy and set up some kind of collegiate records. But then when she went and got against them other grown women, she got blown out that first one. But I think she eventually picked it on up. So I do like watching like the relays, bro. I try to keep up enough, not to say that I know all of the people or whatever, but I watch it to stay in the know, though, man. But yeah. I was, now listen, they list him at about 225. Now he has like 0% body fat, so he is all muscle. But them other dudes, like, I remember Tyson Gay and Michael Johnson, some of those sprinters, Donovan Bailey, like, them boys was cut up, but they was like 150, 160 pounds. And so I'm just sitting here thinking, like, bro, for him to be carrying 50 more pounds than everybody else, like, bruh, and it's crazy.
He got out of that block quick too, bro. Like, he looked good. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like that. I don't know how long he was training for that, but If he had a little bit more training and cut that weight, bro, he'd be right there. But I mean, I get it. He's not trying to do, he ain't.
How much weight can he cut? He would have to. He would literally have to lose pounds. Like if you're 0% body fat, like what? Ain't that much more weight you can?
I mean,
cut?
I get that. I'm just saying, if that was what he obviously he's not trying to transition into a track and field guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I'm just saying with more training, he would be where he needed to be.
It makes me. Here's the thing, though. It makes me respect people like Marquise Goodwin, the other dude who played for the Buccaneers, the boys who actually made the Olympics team. Because to me, it's one thing for you to just be fast, right? But it's another one for you to be football fast when you can run that fast with a ball in your hand, right? That your game speed goes next level. That's the one thing that so Metcalf, like I would imagine that on a race that maybe, that's just what he would run flat out. But I would imagine, though, bro, if he ran that same distance with the ball in his hand, though, bro, I think his game speed probably is track fast, though.
Yeah. Obviously, they were referring back to him, sucking up, oh boy, from this, They just kept bringing that up. And so that's obviously like, man, that dude is fast. So it was dope.
And so now, listen, it did make me think like there are other people who I would want to see. I need to see Tyreek get out there now. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I need to see that though, man. Now who else and others? Who do you think is somebody who can go across sports? So who you think that's like in the NFL that could play in the NBA or go from the NFL play baseball? Kyler Murray,
of course, because he had a contract.
Russell,
Russell, which one?
Russell Wilson.
Okay,
I think Russell Westbrook can play wide receiver.
I do too. I think Russ could do something, but I'm biased.
Russ is like what? Russ is what, like 6'3", 6'4"?
Yeah.
So he'd be about Metcalf weight. Now I don't know if he'd be the muscle like that, but I think that he got wide receiver size.
He is very quick. You think about how fast he gets down the court with the basketball. He's pretty fast. I don't know. I don't know how fast. What was it? Not De'Aaron Fox. What's my boy name?
I think De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox can. I think De'Aaron Fox. I think De'Aaron Fox is faster, just flat out speed, faster than Ja Morant.
I don't know, man. I think if for some reason, I know everybody always talks about LeBron playing football. I get that. I'm just wondering, like, what is his arm so he can hit a baseball? Like, I wonder how that would go. I wonder if he would be better than Jordan.
So I think that, LeBron is so big. I think that it would be hard for a player that tall to play because of a couple things, right? So for starters, your arm length is so wide that the strike zone is bigger, right? So you got to swing the bat and your arms are probably already 6 inches longer than the average baseball player.
But what about like all these boys that was roided up? Like,
yeah, but they're not as tall though, right? Their arms aren't as long.
All right, I get it.
You know what I'm saying? So you think about that when you swing, because this is my thing. If you're a pitcher, now that your arms are so long, I got all of the plate to play around with and the strike zone. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? And then you got to step outside of the box further back to get a good swing. I think that it would just be unlike Barry Bonds. He was lean at first, then he just got so compact that his swing was already fast, and then he added the power. I don't know though, bro. I think that I think that there are like Allen Iverson. I saw his football highlight tapes. I think he could have did it.
Well, I will say, if you still talking about crossing sports, we know Chris Paul could bowl.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I like, it's funny. I liked how competitive. Oh, that's another thing too, though, bro. I think that my boy Mookie Betts. That's why I like Mookie Betts because he bowled. I saw Mookie Betts on TV. I think Mookie Betts bowled 300 on TV live, bro. He cold like that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he's bowled a couple of 300 games in his lifetime, though, man. So I like Mookie Betts, though, man.
Yeah.
It's interesting, though, man. But yeah, I was impressed though that Metcalf got out there to beat, and he just looks so much bigger than everybody else, though, bro.
Yeah, but he still looked like he knew what he was doing. That was what I thought was dope.
Yeah. Listen, sports wise, we brought up Russ, triple double king, right? Listen, bro. Well, okay, so let me ask you this, Ace Kennedy.
What's up?
What does Russ? Okay, he's the all-time leader in triple doubles. What does this do? Now you already have him as the best player in the league,
right?
But you don't necessarily have him as the MVP. Or am I wrong?
No, if it was my vote, it would be between him and Steph.
Okay, but he's not unanimous just yet to you.
He's pretty close to be like
okay.
If somebody had this, if I had to cast my ballot tonight, it's Russ.
It's Russ. Okay. Yeah. You have him in your top 5 all-time players on your GOAT list, your personal GOAT list.
I said top 10, but yeah, he's up there.
Okay, top 10. My question is, what does this do to Russ in the grand scheme of the GOATs, the all-time list?
So this is my thing. This is me personally. I don't care what nobody else say. I think it does exactly what he said it does for him, which is at the end of my career, I'm going to be satisfied with the things that I contributed to the game. And so I think it makes him one of the greats. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, everybody can't win a ring. And do I want Russ to get a ring? 100%. I don't think that, in my opinion, I'm not going to celebrate him any more or less whether or not he gets a ring. I'm just impressed with the career. And I'm not even talking about the accolades of the career. I'm talking about the intangible stuff of the effort that he gives each and every game. Like if Russ is on the floor, he's going to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? And so I just, yes, he don't make all the right passes. He don't make all the shots. He doesn't do, but you just can't stop his motor, and you can't stop his tenacity, his everything that he brings to the game is just something special that other players just don't have. They just don't have it. They just don't. If Kobe was here, he would say it was the Mamba mentality. Like it's just something about Russ that makes him go, and can't nobody stop him. And so the thing is for him to be able to do the stuff he's doing, I hear people say, "Oh, him with his triple doubles makes it less valuable now," and it's so does Steph make the 3-pointer any less valuable now because the way he shoots it? Like I'm just like, bro, stop. If it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. If everybody sees the blueprint that he's doing, okay. And listen, I see your list, Mark, and my thing is this, right? I'm not taking away anything else from any other person because I think everybody that you listed is doing an incredible job, especially like Randall. Randall would be my other person. Like if I took Russ and Steph out of it, I would have to say, because you look at where the Knicks were last year and you look at where the Knicks are now, and it's obviously because of Tibbs, it's obviously because of Randall, but a lot of it is because of Randall because he's the one out there scoring the points. And my thing is I seen Randall's growth from when he even, like when Russ was still at the Thunder and he was on New Orleans, and we watched him practice and warm up. And I'm like, this dude is amazing. Like it just was like interesting that LA got rid of him, but it was like motivating for him to become an even greater player. So, but no, man, for me, when I look at what Russ did for the Wizards, where the Wizards were last year, and these boys is got the 9th seed right now, and even how they started this season, Russ is having one of the best seasons for a player. And so to me, he's the best player in the league right now.
Before I talk about Russ, let me tell you the one thing that let me tell you what I think. I think that Julius Randle, right? Julius Randle is what makes me mad when I see Luka, right? Here's what I mean by that. So Julius Randle, when Julius Randle took off and started to go next level, it was when he got traded, right? But I think that it wasn't just that when he got traded. He got traded, and then the offseason, he went back to Kentucky, started working with his old trainer. And when you look at a side-by-side of him, right, to me, he was in the league with the Lakers, and he was in the league for a couple of years saying, I'm just in here off of talent. I don't got to work. I didn't work on my game. This is just what you get from me naturally. Then he took it next level and was professional. I'm a professional ball player now, right? And it's the difference from just being in the league from somebody working on his game. So I think that to me, when Julius Randle came in, you always knew that he could score some, but I like that he actively worked on his game. I follow him on the gram enough to know. It's weird how I started following him. So I think I started following him once I saw him popped up that he was back in Kentucky, kind of back in the lab. I followed D'Angelo Russell for the same reason, right? Where they left the Lakers, but it was just they started to take basketball more serious than just this is what my natural talent is.
Do you know where that came from?
I don't know.
Kobe.
Well,
that
might be.
He said one time they were in, I think Dallas or somewhere, and he was going to go home to visit his family. And Kobe said, what you doing? He's like, I'm about to go see my family. He said, no, you're not. You finna come to the gym with me. And so from that moment on, now they have these things to where the team, they end up doing more team shoot arounds and stuff like that, because he used to go and put up shots, and now it's a team mentality, and he said he got that from Kobe.
Well, so, I'll tell you this. So this is what makes me mad about Luka, right? What makes me mad about Luka is the fact that everybody can look at Luka and say, oh yeah, he's only scratching the surface of how good he can be. But I don't think that Luka takes winning serious. I think he's out there having fun, bro. I don't think that, listen, I'm inclined to believe, though, man, like people came back and said Luka would be the leading MVP candidate starting this year. And I don't think Luka took basketball at all. I thought that Luka just stepped on the court and was thinking like, okay, well, I'm not in the best shape, but let me just go out here and do what I do, whatever. So I think that he's had a fairly disappointing shooting season in a time where defense is optional these days. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he shoots bad. Like, yeah, everybody think, oh yeah, Luka shoots these step back threes. Like he shoots a lot of threes, and he's one of the worst three-point shooters ever. And when I compare that to like Steph is dedicated to shooting. Like, this is my craft, and I just don't think that Luka takes it serious yet. But I think that when he does, and you'll be able to look at his body and tell how he's built to tell that he's taking it serious, though, man. And Julius Randle, to me, took ball more serious the minute that the Lakers said, nah, bro, we letting you go for someone better, because up until that point, he was a top 10 pick. He was a top this, that, and the other. All his life, he's been good. And the minute that someone says, nah, there was somebody better, then that's when you have that humbleness, that reality check that, okay, I gotta get on my stuff, though, man.
So even after the bubble, though, so right after they lost in the bubble, he called his trainer and they got to work right then and there. And so
I respect that. I respect 100%.
That. And that's what I'm saying. If I had to take Russ, I mean, like I say, everybody that Mark listed, I definitely agreed at some point. But my thing is, I've personally been watching Russ this whole season, so that's what it is for me.
Here's the thing: this is the reason why I would even go further and pick Russ over CP3. And I would pick Russ over CP3 for the same reason, unfortunately, that people try to discredit Russ in the triple doubles, right? Because everywhere I've seen Chris Paul go, he does this, so it ain't nothing new to me, right? Like I get that. I get that Phoenix were the bottom of the bottom, and they had a good bubble, you know. But when Chris Paul got there, they're a serious contender. They're people take them serious. He has that instant credibility. I get it.
Best record in the league.
I've seen him do that in Oklahoma City with the Hornets when they moved there. I've seen it when he went to New Orleans. I've seen it when he went to Charlotte, when they were to Charlotte. I've seen that go everywhere. I've seen him go for the Clippers when the Clippers were trash my entire lifetime until Chris Paul got there. So it's unfortunately I've seen him do it before.
But it hasn't translated into rings.
It hasn't translated into rings, and that's the reason why people discredit Russ, because Russ, as great as the triple-double, to me, it's still an impressive feat, because my whole lifetime I thought that it would never be a thing that would be accomplished again, because even when Oscar Robertson did it, he did it earlier in his career, right? He wasn't as old as Russ is now when he's doing it. So I think that for me, the part that's the part that impresses me the most about what Russ is doing, just because he's doing it at an older age. Like, bruh, we 6 years older than Russ? I know that I wasn't getting up and down like that at 34. So that's one thing. I think the only reason why I wouldn't give Russ, and if we're talking about MVPs, the only reason why I wouldn't give it to Russ as an MVP is because you are playing with Bradley Beal, who I think is averaging, his 31 points a game. I mean, it's like you're playing with the league's leading scorer. So I think that kind of not devalues what Russ's worth is, but it takes him a notch down to me from Steph, who right now is doing his 31, got his team possibly in the same place as Russ, but he doesn't have the help in another go-to score the way that Russ does, though, man. So
but the problem with that logic, though, right, is because the Wizards have had Bradley Beal before that, and their team was not where it's at. So clearly, Russell, whatever he's doing is affecting the team enough to where they possibly can have a play-in game to make it to the playoffs.
All right, so Mark, this is another one of those. I appreciate the comment too, but this is one of those Charles Venus interpretation of what I see. And when I look at that, I think that I would have wanted to, because I thought Luka was borderline husky when he first came into the league, the first 2 years, right? And then when he came back, he was even huskier. The flip side of that, right, is when I saw Jokic. Jokic used to be husky. And then I think that Jokic also was putting up numbers and you saw the potential. Then I think that he next leveled it, started basically trimming on down and said, I got to get my body together. I think that Luka is the same way, bro. I think that Luka just, when I say he's not serious about winning, I just think that ultimately, I think that most players are competitive, but I think that Luka is the leader of the team, and if my leader of the team comes out of shape, like, nah, bro, like, I don't know, I'm leading you because you can score, right? You're not leading me because you're not leading me because you're the best leader, you're the best player. But just because you're the best player on the team, that doesn't mean you're the leader. And I don't, maybe I'm wrong. I don't follow the Mavs as closely as just the game. So I don't know, man. Something about Luka that just makes me mad because I know he's so good. And I just want to see when he goes next level. And it's time for him to go next level to me.
Who do you got as your MVP right now?
I think the Joker got it. And I only give it by default. The only reason why I give it to Joker is the fact that he's been doing what he's been doing all year long when everybody else was up and down. So when Steph was putting up 30 and losing, or when Steph had a month where he wasn't shooting so great, or when Russ was getting them triple doubles and losses, and now he's getting them in wins because they're getting that team chemistry. They know how to play with them and everything like that. But when the triple doubles didn't necessarily translate to wins, Joker was still doing what he was doing. Doc, I think it's just still amazing that Russell Westbrook is going to be top 5 in rebounds, bro.
Well, it's the assists. Like, man, it's crazy that he's getting like 20 something assists and 20 something rebound. Like, it's, bro, I don't care what nobody say, bro. Anybody that gets to saying that it's not impressive anymore because he's doing it at a high level, that whole conversation, you might as well be talking to me like the Peanuts, bro.
I don't care. And listen, I don't care if somebody said, like, I remember the girl Brittany Rowe tried to say, oh yeah, somebody who she know, her sources. Yeah, her sources said that he's stat pad. I'm thinking, like, listen, bro, you can't tell me. To me, this is one thing. You have to have the ability to do it. Like, it goes back to what we say. If anybody could just pad the stats, right, then why isn't Tebow Cephaloshes doing that? Why isn't AD doing that?
Everybody does it. You can't tell me if Draymond Green knows I got 9 assists that he's not looking to get that 10th assist. Stop. Like all
not
of us doing
no,
it.
not. I'm gonna go even a step further. There's no way that you can tell me 5 other players not named. Now, let's say let's tell me there are 2 other players that I think could step on the court and say, today I'm going to get a triple-double, and I need to get a triple to win. Russ, LeBron James, and Joker. Those are the only 3 that I think could get the rebound. Because that's the thing about it, though. People used to say, and used to make me mad when they say, oh, yeah, the Oklahoma City team would basically box out, and when the ball's coming, they would let Russ get it. But I'm thinking, like, the fact that he's near the ball every time, that's enough. When he was in Oklahoma, the fact that he was dropping 10 assists a game to people who weren't at nobody else is averaging over 15 a game. So he's creating shots. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, bro, like, I think that
part of the offense, the part, it's a fast break offense. So if he gets the rebound, he's going up the court. Now you have to figure out, is he going to drive? Is he going to kick it out? What is he going to do? That's why Russ is effective.
And listen, so I would say that by default and just from consistency, I would give it to Joker. But I got to be honest, I'm more impressed with what Stephen Russ is doing in terms of just me. I think about that's exactly where I was getting to, because I think about the shots that the team, when he's assisting, that they don't make. Right. Or the ones where he gets them the assist and they get fouled and they shoot the free throws. Right. So I agree, man. Like, I think that everything about what Russ is doing, and like I said, I've never not been impressed. It just seemed like everybody just seemed when it's Russ that, you know what, we've seen that before.
That's what I'm saying. They keep moving the finish line for Russ. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the biggest line pusher for them is, oh, he ain't got a ring. But I'm just saying, outside the ring, if he's getting the triple doubles and they winning, oh well, he missed the like when he had that historic night, right? And he came down, he missed the last shot that would have won the game. Oh well, he missed the last. Like, it's always something. It's never just, bro, this dude is doing something amazing. Even watching the sports shows talking about, oh, he made history. Yeah, he made history, but it's still just like, Like, I'm just like, bro, y'all just hating.
I just think I got to be honest with you though, man. I think that Russ now is where KD would have been in terms of the narrative if he didn't go to the Warriors, right? Because you would be able to hold that same thing over Russ. I mean, not Russ, but KD. Like, imagine, right? Because you know when Oklahoma, when they had James Harden, Steven Adams, they had KD, they had Serge. All in their starting 5, right? And so they got there so early on, so young, that you think surely now they got the opportunity to get it back. Because I think that they got there within like the first 5 years of them being all together, because I think that they traded James Harden the last year of his rookie contract when they did. So that's 4 years that they were all together. But you thought that they surely would be able to get back. But if KD didn't go to the Warriors, right? And let's just say hypothetically, if he went to any other team and they didn't win, then I think that the same narrative that's on Russ, oh yeah, you got the triple doubles, but where's the rings? If KD was out there averaging 30 points a game and was the MVP, if he didn't get the ring, I would be saying the exact same thing. So what? So what that you can score 35 a game? James Harden, I would be looking at KD just like he's James Harden, bro. He's an all-time great player that don't have the rings to match the other accolades to me.
Yeah, but I respect the fact that, like I said, I believe Russ when he tells me that doesn't make or break him. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I agree. And listen, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 though, bro. I still respect Russ for staying down. More than anything,
100%.
I respect Russ for, even though you said that he approached Oklahoma after they was talking about trading him and everything. He said, "Go ahead," but I respect the fact that when KD left, that he stayed down, bro.
Me too. Yo, bro. Before we jump off of basketball, what was up with that Bazemore and Bradley Beal fight, bro?
Listen, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you, bro. I'm inclined to agree with Bazemore on this one, bro.
What?
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with Bazemore on this one, bro.
You just lost all your points, bro. Bro. How you
starters
in on another man, bro? That's BS, bro. Why you even bringing Bradley Beal's name up? That's what I'm saying. That's stupid.
Listen, he didn't bring his name up,
bro. He knew everybody knew who he was talking about. He said,
listen to what he's saying, though, bro. He's saying, listen, who I'm playing with dropped 40-some points in 29 minutes.
That's all he had to say right there. He had to
listen. He's saying to put that, to add context to that, my guy's playing every game. He ain't out here tearing up his hamstring trying to put up these points.
And that's where he should have got his ass whooped.
Ace, listen. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you though, right? If it's me and you, and I'm talking about, listen, if I'm talking about you, I would say, you know what? My dude Ace is out here selling these records, and he ain't have to do a lap dance on the devil. Boom, we dropping the mic and we moving. Like, that's how I get that. Listen, I don't have any problem with anything that he did. Now, here's the thing, because don't get me wrong, Bradley Beal is better than Bazemore, right? But the fact that you had to respond, that means that he's right. Because if he wasn't, and if he's just a scrub, like you say, there's no reason to respond.
No, it was no reason to even add the last part, bro. That was petty. Why?
I love it.
You love it for somebody to celebrate somebody getting hurt? That's stupid, bro.
Let me tell you why. Because at the end of the day, I think that he was riding for Steph. He sees Steph every day, so he's recognizing Steph's greatness, and that's the reason why that man is saying, listen, there are other people who are trying to do what my man does effortless, and
that's all he had to say. He had to add the extra part. So my thing is, now when Bradley Beal see him and he want to run that fade, he want that 5 minutes, then he deserve it. Because my thing, I love the fact that Bradley Beal called him out by name and said, I don't do subs. I loved all of that. I loved all that.
Listen, don't get me wrong. I'm okay with Bradley Beal's response.
I love his response.
Yeah, I'm okay with the response, right? That part is in bounds to me. But I don't think that anything that Bazemore said was out of bounds. I respect that he's doubling down on it. The same, like, listen.
Look, man, in the chat, I need to know what y'all think. What y'all on Team Bazemore or you on Team Bradley Beal? I need to know, bro. I need to know.
I'm with Bazemore on this one, though, man. And listen,
I need to know if he owe him 5 minutes now, bro.
He said Bradley Beal wife climbing Bazemore. You can't. I'm never gonna reply back to somebody's wife.
Yeah, ain't gonna reply to nobody's wife.
But listen. If the wife is jumping in, listen, Ace. This is what makes Bradley Beal looks worse. Because Ace, if I'm fighting someone and I'm whipping them, and his wife jumps in,
that's what I'm saying. I don't need
it makes him look bad.
But at the same time, I say that, and I'm gonna look like a hypocrite because I had no problem with Westbrook's wife jumping in on Stephen A.
Hey, Bradley Beal's wife confirmed to me that Bazemore got the dub on this one, bro. Now, mind you, I don't think you said that. Let me get that 5 minutes. The 5 minutes fade doesn't exist in basketball because there's never going to be a straight up fight. And oddly enough, it's some of the worst fighting you'll see from the 2000s and up. It's some of the worst shoving you'll see. It's surprising to me how uncoordinated basketball players look when it really comes down to fighting, though, bro.
Well, it looked like Drummond though was about to have all the smoke with whoever that dude that who was the one that scooped up
I remember that. Yeah, but he wasn't though, man. He was. Listen, that dude was looking at it was for the dude for Toronto. He's looking at him like what? Like what you squaring up for? Like you're not gonna do nothing. And then here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie. It made Drummond look like a scrub to me, bro.
You know
like,
who I wouldn't test though? Like, listen, I know what you're saying about NBA fighting, but there's one person that I just wouldn't test, and that's Trez, bro.
I don't know. You know, Trez. Listen, ever since I saw that dude at Walmart on the video talking about, I know who he ain't do. I know he this, that, and the other. And that dude looked like he was an offensive lineman. And I could have sworn that somebody said that dude played offensive line for the Raiders, and that dude got mopped up, and he was way bigger. So I don't care about the size. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it might, if you're trying to get into a wrestling contest with Trish, he looks like he'll out wrestle you. But listen though, man, like there's a reason why he plays basketball and not boxing or wrestling. So I don't know, man, but I've only seen maybe 5 clean punches in the NBA history of NBA.
Rondo swung on CP3.
Yeah, but even that one wasn't clean.
Yeah,
right? And then
he wasn't clean, but he swung.
Right, but that's my point, though. You got the first punch. B.I. came from long range. His wasn't clean. Chris Childs hit Kobe with the 2-piece, but it wasn't clean, right? It didn't fade him. Kermit Washington was the punching. Rudy T was the only clean punch I had ever seen. And listen, he punched Rudy T so bad that he knocked the NBA All-Star out of him, bro. Like he punched Rudy T, and Rudy T was an All-Star for like 6 years before that. Punched him, and he never got close to being that player again.
I know one of your favorite things ever is when that boy Meta World Peace elbowed James Harden and the
my gosh. Oh my gosh. And listen, man, people, there's only one. I'll tell you that there's only one person who I think in the NBA who I think really got them hands. And that's he used to play for the Miami Heat. I think it's James Johnson, bro. And he's like a black belt jiu-jitsu. Like he's like damn near a 6'10 ninja, bro. And he's the only person who I know that I think is about that. Everybody else, I think all them boys, same size, I think all of them would probably cancel each other.
What about old dude that had the tattoo on his neck that got into it with Jeremy Lin? I think he would fight if he was still in the league.
You know who I think who probably could fight a little bit? For some reason, I think Terry Rozier can fight, bro.
Rozier?
Yeah, Terry Rozier, scary Terry. I think Terry Rozier seems like he might be able to brawl. But I think that it's all guards. I don't think that the forwards, I don't think the forwards can get down like that, though, man. And everybody says that the Morris twins are goons. I don't think. I think that they're goons on the court. Like, I think the reason why they seem to be goonish is because they're right there at the borderline where they're important to their team, but they're not so important that you can lose them and still win. So they're willing. That's the one thing I do like about the Morris twins is that they're willing to go there. So that's what makes them more dangerous is that most of the people, because this is my thing. When you look at the Morris twins, they're typically starting it, right? But it's usually with somebody smaller. Like I've never seen the Morris twins go at someone who was their size.
DeMarcus Cousins didn't want none of that smoke.
Yeah, but I think the same thing about DeMarcus Cousins. He only goes at people smaller than him.
I get it.
It wouldn't like I was like it's crazy to me. As crazy as it sounds, like it just wouldn't surprise me to see one of them get slid, bro. Like literally.
I'm gonna just say this, bro. I would respect Bradley Beal so much more if that happened, bro.
It ain't gonna happen. And the fact that his wife jumped in. Like, dog, if I'm beating your tail and your wife jump in and hit me in the back, I'm not gonna swing on your wife, right? Unless your wife is Jennifer Jameson. If your wife is Jennifer Jameson and she is out here throwing these haymakers on me, she got to catch the fade, bro. Hey, man, let me ask you something, bro.
What's up?
Tim Tebow, he's back.
Okay.
Signed with Jacksonville Jaguars. Former coach is out there. What's his name? Urban Myers.
Urban Meyer. I'm so glad he's there. Texas.
Urban Myers is there. I would have wanted to see Urban Myers go to Texas, by the way.
I'm so glad he did.
Listen, I showed you that tape. I showed you that clip of the Texas offense that played. They did under Sarkisian. It was the Texas games, and I was just like, oh, Sarkisian is on the clock. Well, after I saw that, I'm gonna be rooting to get him out of here. After I saw that, but listen, Tebow's back, and it kind of got a lot of people feeling some kind of way about it because Tim Tebow hasn't been in the league for 6 years, but he hasn't actually played in a game in 10 years. So I saw that you had people like Dez Bryant and people who Dez Bryant was like, damn, wait a minute now. Yeah, you mean to tell me that that's all it takes? And then you have people saying, well, dang, if Tebow was out there, well, where's Cap? We gonna get that call? Ace Kennedy, my question for you. Is this privilege or is this just nepotism at work here?
I think it's all the above, but I think it's not. I think it's normal for what we normally see, though. I think that at the end of the day, everybody has a situation where they know somebody to help them get ahead. So my thing is that with Tebow, I have no problem with this. I don't think they're wrong for being upset, but I'm also cool with them not being upset with Tebow though, because that's his opportunity. I expect him to take his opportunity.
But I think people are mad at Tebow because Devin Bush, who plays for the Tennessee Titans, he said, listen, Tebow was in without Cap. Said, we going to see when we play them then. And he put the Z's like, yeah, we coming after. I honestly believe, bro, that there are people who are going to be looking to hurt Tebow. Now, Tebow's 6'4", 250, so he can hold his own. But now he's not playing quarterback, right? So he's not going to be in that protected position.
I know. I still think it's misguided though, because I mean, again, if any other person had a person that was putting them on, they would take that opportunity. They ain't gonna be like, nah, I ain't gonna play because Cap ain't gotten their eyeball. I ain't gonna play because Dez ain't got like, no, they gonna take that. So nah, I'm cool on that.
Now I think that I'm not mad at Tebow, you know, for however this whole thing was finessed. We talked about it. We talked about it, bro. If you got the coaching job, right? What coordinator you want me to be? You want me to be a special teams coordinator, bro?
Nope.
Do you want me to be the offensive coordinator, assistant head coach?
You the assistant head coach, and you ain't coached nothing but YMCA league, bro.
Hey, listen, man, my teams were good. My teams were good.
You won championships, so hey, I gotta say, you gotta come on board.
I got a championship resume. Listen, man, my high school team was ranked number 3 in the state. Number 3. That means something in Texas, right? I'm playing in the league right now. That's my resume, right?
Right.
So I think
I done overlooked all these other coaches that's been like I didn't even think about bringing your boy over from Kansas City. You know,
Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah, I ain't bring him over. I straight picked you up, bro.
Let's do it. That's why. Listen. That's what happened with Mike McCoy, and last year their defensive coordinator for Dallas. He ended up bringing in the defensive coordinator who hired him for his first job as a coordinator position. So he was returning that, brought him in, and them boys was trash, and they wound up letting him go. So, but I see it, Bo. I don't think that everybody. I think all things can be right in this one. Tebow can be right for not turning down this, right? But it also means that when somebody says somebody's not wrong for pointing out the fact that this is blatant favoritism, nepotism, it's everything.
Yeah.
And everybody, I think all things can be true.
That's what I feel. And like I said, I'm not even mad at people being mad at the situation but I just think it's misguided to be mad at Tebow because I don't think it's his call to have to be like, well, no, I'm taking a spot from somebody. I'm not like, listen, if the man wants to play football and he feels like there's something left in the tank that he left on the field, I have no problem with him doing it.
He's 34 years old and he hasn't played in a meaningful game since he was 24 or 25 years old. I mean, Kennedy, that I think I think that is the issue more than anything that people have. It's not so much that it's Tim Tebow and that it's the nepotism. It's the fact that, listen, you're asking somebody who used to play quarterback. You so blatant with your nepotism that you're going to bring him in at a whole different position and hope that he learns the position that he's never done before and that he hasn't played in a sport in 6 years. Like that to me is not just nepotism, but it's rubbing it all in your face. Nepotism to me, though, bro.
I understand all of that, but I need to know the conversations that led to him being on the field. Like I need to know who asked who.
Yeah, I get that, man. I'm curious to see what happens, though, man. Listen, bro. I meant to ask you this, and I don't think you did. You did tell me this. Did you watch the SWV versus Xscape versus?
I actually went and watched the playback.
Okay. Give me your thoughts, bro.
Disappointed.
Are you serious right now?
I am dead serious. Listen, bro.
Oh my God,
Charles. Listen, I am a singer. I am an R&B dude. All four of them had mics. All four of them had in-ear. All seven of them had in-ears. They had everything in place, and I know they mostly still tour. Why weren't they singing?
Okay, let me tell you. So part of that, I believe. So I know that Xscape did some songs, right?
Yeah, they started it out. So what I'm saying is, even if they were going to do, if they weren't going to sing everything, I'm not sitting here saying they got to do a 3-hour concert or whatever. My thing is, Xscape started with the raw vocals, and then SWV turned around and played a track. It just immediately made
let me tell you, I agree with you. I think that what I read today or yesterday was that so I was wondering, we were like, why isn't SWV singing? They're introducing these songs, and I thought it would have been a fire dynamic, because when I did see them sing, I was like, okay, this is dope. So I would have thought that, okay, unlike a full concert, you're only performing a minute 30 of the song, part of the song. So it's like snippets, basically. So I would have loved it more. But I think the thing that I read, though, bro, because I was like, why is Coco like seeming like she's like kind of out of it a little bit, though, man, a little distant. And I read, though, that somebody got shot in her hotel, like a female got shot the day of the before they went on there, though, man. So I was like, okay, well, looking back at it, and she was a little shook about that, I can give her the pass. But dog, I think the thing that I was blown away by, what I love, though, man, is I did love Coco singing, though, bro. Like I love how when SWV did sing, I love how much like the regular song they sounded. I was very impressed by that, though, man.
That's the thing. All of them still can sing. And that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, it was a wasted opportunity because they were born. It was boring to sit there and watch them play their music. And then it was like when they got close-ups on them and they were like had the mic up to their face and they couldn't remember words. It was so.
Oh, that was that. I saw that was. So here's the thing. So I saw that Tiny did that a couple times where she lost the word. But listen, these are the things that I noticed, right? So the one thing that it seemed like to me, right? Okay, so this is gonna sound weird, but it felt like to me that I don't know. I think that there was always an issue with Xscape on who the lead singer is, right? Between Candy and the sister Tamika. I think that's her name. Okay. So the one thing that I think that was interesting, though, is that when I went back, when I was watching it, right? Granted, they're older now than when they were then. But when I look at them now, right, I just think that Candy is the only one that looked like a star, like had that star kind of feel. Like she's clearly seemed like she was the lead, right? At least looks wise. And vocally, she was killing it. I thought Candy was great. I mean, she had the presence that you would see from a lead singer when you would see David Ruffin. He stood out from some of the other Temptations because he just looked the part. But I thought that the one thing that was interesting though, man, is I thought that the girl Tamika was trying to show, she was like, nah, this is my time to shine here, bro. So I thought she got out there and was doing her thing though, bro. I was like, yo, she was killing the vocals though, bro. And it felt like she was like, nah, I'm trying to show y'all. This is Tamika and Xscape over here, bro.
It felt like to me. Well, that's because Tamika took over when Candy stepped away. Because you remember Xscape, they did their tour. They were doing like a tour, and then they were going to record a new album. And Candy was like, nah, I don't want to do it. So them three kept doing it, and Tamika stepped up. And so it does feel like it's Tamika's group now.
Yeah, she was. She looked like she was like, nah, I'm the show here. Now, here's the thing that I was the thing that there was a part though, man, where I heard there was a part where I heard Tiny sing, and I forgot that Tiny could even say. I know that she forgot her words and everything, but Tiny did this long run. Though I was like, wait a minute, Tiny, I forgot that you was giving it up like that. Very impressed. And then I think that there was also the part where the girl Tasha, she was on there doing her thing. Like it really told me that at the end of the day, like everybody from Xscape are just pure singers, right?
Which is why I was disappointed.
Absolutely.
Not like this was an opportunity to have you, like you said, you're only doing a minute and a half of the songs.
I would have loved to have seen them do it all singing.
Them just sitting there bobbing to their song, and then their setups were corny.
I think they were so spaced out that it just I get the social distances and everything like that. But if everybody was testing, I know that you want to make it look a certain way.
Right, but
I think that
also people, like you said, people are smart enough to know. For one, people are getting these shots or whatever the case may be, and like you said, they know that they had to be tested for the production to go off. Even to make comments like, "Oh, we're so spread so far apart, we should come together," and then you don't go near them. Like it was just so much stuff that was all of their setup stuff was not good.
But listen, I think that this is the thing I think that was interesting. So I had to look at it differently because I think I'm gonna call it right down the middle because I didn't know that Candy and them were gonna include Bills and the songs that they wrote for others, right? And they also included the songs that I thought that they did for Mariah Carey, the background vocals and everything. I anticipated they could have done that. But I think that that's the one thing that I didn't anticipate. So they added those. And I think that those to me gave Xscape more balance in terms of a scoreboard though, right? But I think that, I don't know, man. I just think that SWV's songs, the songs themselves just resonated with me more than the Xscape songs, right? They just have more songs that I identify with that I just rock with.
No, I get that. I personally feel it just took so much of it, like it took the energy away from the show, just sitting there watching. So it didn't even matter to me what they played. Yeah, it was cool to hear the old songs and stuff like that again. But like I said, for me as a singer and somebody who doesn't really watch verses, so the fact that I took my time to go and watch it and to get that, and then like I think even like the first hour was just the DJ spinning music. I was just
wait a minute. Because I'm not going to even lie to you, bro. I'm going to keep it all the way 100. I thought that during the intermission, DJ A1 was one of the best things about the entire thing.
I'm talking about the beginning.
Listen, he did the beginning, but I'm talking about when he did that second half intermission, when they went and switched the outfits and everything like that, bro, it looked like DJ. Listen, I don't think anybody there had a better time than DJ A1 because he looked like he was clearly like he was almost like a member. It was almost like he was their tour DJ. He was back there doing his thing. Like I love 100%. DJ A1.
I agree with that. I'm talking about the beginning though. Like when I'm saying I'm tuning in, ready to watch the show. I'm ready to see them introduce the groups, and I had to fast forward through a bunch to get to the part where the girls actually came out. Like I said, I'm not knocking the show. I'm not knocking. I love that they celebrated both groups. I'm saying it wasn't for me for the fact of as a singer and as somebody who was waiting to see these girls and knowing that they've performed recently, I would just have preferred them sing it. Them watching them playing the songs, or because they set it up like they was about to sing it and then they didn't. I was just like, womp, womp.
Yeah. I didn't particularly like that, but listen, bro, DJ A1 was definitely one of the biggest highlights of the show because usually you would see like if you do an intermission, people might leave, come back. I stayed on because A1 was going. And what I love though about DJ A1 set is that it reminds me of, it was very much what I think going to lounges sound like when I've gone out, and I don't go out very often, but that sound, the playlist that he was whipping in there, it was very much like an Atlanta feel though, man. So I thought that it was dope. I think that what I think is interesting about, and I don't know how, and I'd imagine that even in Dallas, where Dallas has its own local music scene, where the DJs may play, you might go an hour and only hear Dallas artists, I would assume. But in Atlanta, you can go a solid hour easily and not hear any other artists that aren't from Atlanta. Like, that's how supportive they are. So I love that A1 made it a purpose where he only played Atlanta artists, because there are people who get love outside of the city. But usually it's like they rock with you if you rock with the city.
No, no disrespect to, like I said, I'm happy with everything they did. I was nitpicking on the things I didn't like. The not singing part, I just think was such a huge miss, especially with the way the setup was for the show. So that was what I just was like, nah, you missed me with that one.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I watched it. I was very entertained by it. My perspective is different. I don't sing like that. I don't perform singing songs like that. So my expectations from that regard was different. I would have loved for them to sing more or sing the whole thing, right?
Here's why I say that though, Charles. You think back to the Nelly and Luda, right? Their setups were set up so that you thought they were just going to play the tracks. I wasn't expecting Luda or Nelly to rap the verses or nothing, right? It just was, but the way that was set up, it was set up like 2 stages, and like I said, they all had the in-ear monitors and stuff. It was a setup, like it was about to be a concert, and then y'all sat there and you were boring talking, like your setups was not that good. It was that part is just what killed me.
So look, oddly enough, though, from that perspective, the best performance, right, that I've seen for him it's probably still Beanie Man, Bounty Killer, but Red and Meth felt like it was a concert.
Right.
So I think
I would have probably liked that.
Yeah. See, I think that with the Beanie Man setup, I think the Beanie Man seemed like if you were going to a club and they were performing at the club, whereas to the Red and Meth was set up on a stage. It was set up to look and feel like you were going to a Red and Meth concert. So that was fire though, bro. Yeah. But overall though, man, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 7.
Way more than I would have given.
Yeah, I would give it a 7. And now, you know what? Let me scale it back. 6.5. If they would have sung every song, I thought that it could have been an 8.5, 9 if they did. 100%. And it does make me my standard for them is a little different because they're a group. So you should be able to do like how you said, I'm not going to have my track playing. I'm going to do it how I would do a concert. That's it. That's what I would have wanted to see.
I mean, I don't even mind them having like some background tracks, but any leads, nah, you should, there ain't no way in the world you should have your lead on there, bro.
Listen, but SWV's harmonies sounded fire. I thought that there were some points where Xscape's harmonies was off. But I love though when Coco got in her bag, because then it was just like, okay, it showed why they was that.
JD still looked young.
Yeah, JD looks the exact same, bro. Yeah. But I loved it though, man. I thought it was, like I said, 6.5 with what, but I think it could have, if they would have performed those songs, it had potential to be like a solid 9, bro. So I am curious though, on who they will have. I didn't see the roster for the next, but there is a redo And I'm curious. I would love to see that be Jagged Edge 112 if they did the redo, because that one was kind of spotty. Luda and Nelly was one that I would want to see them redo. And I would love if they just say, you know what? We started doing this because the very first verses that I saw was Jonte Austin and Neo. I would love to see them do that in the versus setting, though, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. So, but overall, I was satisfied with it. I was entertained by it. I watched it the entire time.
That's what's up, man.
It's just Tuesday, though, man. What you got going on for the week?
Oh, man. Oh.
What else you got going on?
I got rehearsal this week. I got obviously more podcasts. Deuce has tournament this weekend. Supposed to be doing some senior pictures sometime this week. And then, we still they supposed to start working on the house Saturday. So it's just, bro, so much stuff, bro. But I did want to say this past weekend, we got to see the mamas, got to see moms and dad, and also ended up running into some people while I was out. So,
hey,
yeah,
Mark knows everybody.
Fresh off of back surgery, bro. He came and showed out, man. Came to watch the boy Deuce play.
That's dope.
I thought that was super dope. But yeah.
Yeah, man, that's fire. That's fire. I had a good little. I enjoyed myself though, man. I think that it was a little different of a Mother's Day. We usually do it as a much bigger scale, but my mother-in-law was out of town, so it was just the three of us. We went out and did some brunch. Now, let me tell you what's crazy, and we can leave on this. I wanted to go to. There's this place out here called Breakfast at Barney's. Big. Popular spot though, man. And I was hoping that we can go ahead and get on out. I knew it might be a little wait. So I was like, let's go ahead and check it on out, see what's popping. Man, they was talking about, we drove past it. It was people out there ridiculous. Like you would have thought somebody was trying to get, like it was a club night. This is in the middle. This is about 11:30. Packed. They was talking like it was a 2 to 3 hour wait though, bro. So, but we went to this spot out here that was still pretty dope little spot though, man, and had some good food though, man. Was ready to lay it down though, man. So, but it was cool though. Had a good little time.
Yeah. What else you got planned for this week? You finished Rocky's album?
So that is a good question though, man. So I am kind of going through and making sure that everything is leveled on off. He got a couple of last minute additions to it that I tightened on up. So I want to listen to those, and I think in terms of the playlist, I have all songs accounted for. Yeah. And now it's just a matter of, and they're all in this project in mastering. And so it's just trying to making sure they're all balanced. So that's it.
Dang, that's what's up, man.
Yeah. Are we there?
He should be excited more than anything.
Yeah. We there, man.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, man. But on that note, bro, let's go ahead and take them home though, man. Let's get that music going.
Shout out to the boy Deuce Prime King.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
I'll show the pictures Friday.